designate yourselves in the same way as you did yesterday and the previous days, and I'm going to resend the message. That would be fantastic. We're going to make sure that we have all the players and we can get started with the pregame checks. We're hopefully going to be able to do it a little bit more quickly than the previous days. Get started more closely. Get started more close to 4 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, so I see Tennessee 1, Tennessee 2, Tennessee 3, Tennessee 4. Excellent. You guys are all here. See Massachusetts 2 and 4 and 3 and 1. Okay. I'm going to need to see you 3 and 1, Alex and Creighton. Yep, excellent. And then California gold 3 and gold 4. Hold on, your names are cut off. Maybe Audrey and Sophia, is that right? Yes, Audrey and Sophia. If you could turn your cameras on when you're ready, that would be excellent. The rest of you can keep them on or turn them off. I've seen your faces for now. Hi, Sophia. And we've got Massachusetts 5, Jenny, whom I assume is an alternate. Yes. Okay, excellent. I assume you're waiting for California gold 1, California gold 2 then? If you're named 3 and 4. Okay, excellent. Then we can hang on for a second. If you could rename yourself. Yes, I think you're doing that, Ryan. Mass 5 is your alternate. Excellent. Thanks, Coach Mogul. Give me a minute. I'll be back. I'm going to get some water. You can do the same as well. We're not going to get started in that time. August, are you from California? And could you rename yourself August? That'd be fantastic. Your buzz has worked, Alex, but we'll also do another buzz test before we get started. If you have their contact information, California, could you reach out to your remaining player? That would be helpful, just so we can try to get started as soon as possible. If not, that's fine as well. Yep, that worked, August. Okay, I think we're going to go ahead with the pregame checks, and we'll run through them again quickly for your remaining person in California when he or she arrives, if that's okay. So let's start with, once I get my screen set up, a buzzer check. Could I have everyone from Tennessee buzz, please? 1, 2, 4, 3. Everyone from Massachusetts, please. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1. And everyone who's here from California, please. Excellent. Okay. I have seen you on camera, so I'm inviting you to keep your cameras on for the duration of the match. It makes it a little bit easier for us, but you can certainly turn them off. We'll ask you in that case to turn them back on during the score checks. I'm to remind you that you may not have any other electronic devices, books, or notes near you. You may have open one blank unshared document and or a blank piece of paper to write on during rounds. I'm going to introduce the moderating and supporting staff now. I'm Michael Kearney. I'm originally from Wisconsin, and I'm currently in Wisconsin at the moment. And I'll be the primary moderator for this match, and I'll turn it over to City, who's also from Wisconsin, but not right here.
Hi, I'm Sidley. As Michael said, I'm also from Wisconsin, and I'll be your secondary moderator today. I'll be typing in the breaks and also handling challenges and pasting them Boney into the chat box.
Yes, so if you're a coach and you have a challenge, please direct that to City via DM. That'll make it a lot easier for everyone. And could I have Sidler followed by Lynn, please?
Hi, everyone. I'm Sid. I'll be keeping score today.
Hi, I'm Lynn. I'm keeping time.
Excellent. And can we have Shannon introduce herself as well if she's here?
I'm back. I'm Shannon Sloan. I am backup for everything, so I will be running your video if nothing else.
Excellent. Shannon's the brain trust here. Could I have all the audience, that's mostly the coaches, to turn off your cameras and microphones that are capable of making noise? And again, a reminder to send questions, concerns, challenges to City via DM, not to me. You are watching Novice Round 3, and I'm to say keep checking the Sched app for upcoming sessions. Don't forget that many colloquia are pre-recorded, and you can listen to them at any time. By participating in this session, you are agreeing to abide by the NJCL Code of Conduct and the guidelines, which I will go over. Do not record any audio or video without express permission. We are live. The moderator and the tech assistant have the authority to remind participants of the guidelines and to remove a participant from Zoom for not following the guidelines and or the NJCL Code of Conduct. I'm going to remind you again that we had some clarifications on pronunciation and spelling on non-language questions at the beginning of round 2. If you have any questions about those clarifications, please let me know. I believe we just got Anton, pardon me. I don't know how it's pronounced. You're California Gold 1, I assume. If you could rename yourself, I see you on camera, and if you could test your buzz in the chat, that would be fantastic.
Okay.
In the meantime, please wait until recognized in order to answer a toss-up, even if you appear first on your screen. The order on your screen may not match that on my screen. For the audience, please be quiet for the duration of the match. At the score checks, feel free to clap using the Zoom reactions or using encouraging words in the chat. But at 19, please only use Zoom clapping reactions. And you can, of course, turn on your cameras and your microphones at the end of the round. We're going to do the Aurelia passage now. I'm going to paste it into the chat and read it for all of you. Aurelia, cui urbs placebat, erat in Aegypto cum familia sua ingentiet equo suo. Tredecem ludos magnos ios in amphitheatro Alexandriae spectabant. Tandem hic equus iratus domum recurre coipit. Ehu. I will now take any questions about pronunciation or the like if you have any.
When you're saying dates, for example, would you say 426 BC or 426 BC?
I would say 426 BC.
Thank you.
Anything else? Okay. Please do not do anything that may be construed as consultation, including gestures or any verbal or electronic communication with the other players, the coaches, or audience members. You may not communicate with other players in any way other than by voice, in Zoom, or in the Zoom chat. To the coaches, the players, and the audience members, please do not have any exclamations about consultation or rules or procedures during a question in progress. If the players have a question during a toss-up, please raise your hand or use your voice to ask the question. The moderators have discretion to make rulings during the rounds. If there is an issue, please direct to the Certamen chair. Please be polite and respectful of our judgment at this time. Could I have the captains identify themselves to me? I see Creighton, I see Noah, and I can't quite tell. Is that Anton or Anton? And how do you pronounce your name?
Anton.
Anton, okay. So those are our three captains. But also remember that whoever says final answer during bonus time is giving the final answer. Once time is called, the next thing said by the team is the final answer as well. Okay, do you have any questions? We're done with the pregame check, but we'll have to wait for the go-ahead, as I'm sure you know. Okay, we're just waiting now, so take a deep breath, hang tight for a few minutes. And I will be calling on you by your first names. I never use Tennessee 3 or Tennessee 1 or Massachusetts 2. I'll always say your first name, FYI. Last names is excellent for us overall. It helps the scorekeepers. At least I think it helps the scorekeepers, and it helps me in case I have any issues. So the way you've done it is excellent. Good work, guys. It seems like we're only waiting on 2 rooms, so I'm hopeful that we can get started within the next 5 minutes or so. As I said yesterday, imminently, but imminently is a very ill-defined period of time. Someone has made her way to the wrong room, so we're trying to get her into place, and then I think we're ready to go. I especially appreciate all of you showing up here on time. If you have the good fortune to make semifinals, please make sure to show up on time to that because it'll help us out a ton. Those can often run over, and we don't want that to snowball into each other tomorrow. If they're tomorrow, I think they are. I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, we have the go-ahead. We're going to do another buzzer check, mostly to make sure that everyone is still here. So could I have everyone from Tennessee buzz, please? Excellent. Oh, California's jumped the gun. Okay, we'll take California 3 and 4. Excellent. And then everyone from Massachusetts, please. Fantastic. Okay, so I will read one practice question now for no points. This question does not necessarily reflect the difficulty of questions found in this tournament. Toss-up. In the Roman house, what was the function of a Creighton?
The bedroom.
That's incorrect. I'll repeat for the other two teams. In the Wyatt?
Let rainwater into the impluvium in the atrium.
That's correct. What was the function of a compluvium? Skylight allowed rainwater inside. Pardon me, like that. In what room of a Roman house would one find a compluvium?
The atrium. Yeah.
Final answer, atrium.
That's correct. And your second bonus, what was the name of the pool found directly underneath the compluvium where rainwater would collect?
Impluvium. Yeah. All right, final answer, impluvium.
Yeah, that's a rare chance for you to answer 3 questions in one on the toss-up. So nicely done. Okay, we're going to move on to toss-up 1, which will be for points. Toss-up 1. What man was proclaimed dictator perpetuus Alex? Julius Caesar is correct. Approximately 1 month before his former officers, led by Gaius, Cassius, and Marcus Brutus, assassinated him on March 15th, 44 BC. Here's your first bonus, Massachusetts. Who was co-consul with Caesar at the time of his death?
Is this Pompey?
I don't know. Is it Alex?
I'm not sure though.
Okay, yeah, just go with that. Oh, Anthony.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Anthony. It's Anthony.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Mark Antony, final answer.
That's correct. And your second bonus? This was the first consulship for Mark Antony and obviously the last one for Caesar. How many consulships did Caesar hold in his life?
Isn't this like 5? I don't know.
I
3?
can name at least like 2. So yeah, I'll go with 3.
All right.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
probably. 3, final answer.
No, we were looking for 5. So that's 15 points for Massachusetts on toss-up 1. We'll move on to toss-up 2. Toss-up 2. Using 2 words, translate the following sentence into Latin. I have remained for a long time. Bia. That's incorrect. Audrey? Monsi Diu is correct. So here's your first bonus, California. Now translate this sentence into Latin. I'm eating now.
What's the word for eating again?
It would be, wouldn't it be edit?
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Edo Nunc.
Time, answer please.
Edo Nunc.
That's correct. And your second bonus? Translate this sentence into Latin. My friends laugh easily.
Well, Miki, and then
Um,
laugh. When isn't laugh laudo laudere?
that's praise. I think laugh is rodeo.
Oh, right.
Time,
So-
answer please.
May amici redunt.
Could you complete your answer, please? I'm going to call time in 3, 2, 1, time. Okay, we're looking for mei amici facile or faciliter rident with an E. So that's 15 points for California on toss-up 2. Moving on to toss-up 3. Toss-up 3. Disregarding advice not to go too high or too low. Wyatt?
Icarus.
Icarus is correct. Who flew too close to the sun and brought his father, Daedalus, to grief? Here's your first bonus, Tennessee. When Icarus fell into the sea, he and his father were attempting to escape from what island ruled by Minos?
Crete.
Yeah. All right. Crete. Final answer.
That's correct. Who ultimately found Icarus's body and buried it on the island of Doliche in the Aegean Sea?
Is it just Daedalus again? What?
We could try that. I don't really know. No.
All right. Daedalus. Final answer.
No, we're looking for Heracles or Hercules. So that's 15 points for Tennessee on toss-up 3. We'll move on to toss-up 4. Toss-up 4. Translate the following question into English. Qualis est vir? Creighton?
What type of man is that?
I'm going to hear Audrey.
How is the man?
That's incorrect. I'm going to repeat for Team Tennessee. Translate the following question into English. Qualis est vir? I've read Noah.
What kind of man is he?
Yes. So the question is whether we can accept what kind of man is that. Can you check that, City, with the main moderation group? And we'll come back to that. Oh, 1 second. So we have a number of issues to work through here. The first thing we're going to do is check, City, if the original answer given by Creighton is acceptable. And then I missed a prompt, so it's possible that we'll have to read a replacement toss-up if that is not accepted. So if you could deal with that, City, that would be fantastic. So for the time being, we're not going to award any points on toss-up 4, but that's just kind of in a holding pattern. And we'll move on to toss-up 5. Toss-up 5. Okay, I'm going to say that's accidental. I hadn't read a substantive word yet, so we're going to start the question over. You are still able to buzz, California. Toss-up 5. What emperor, after executing his wife Fausta and eldest son Bia? Nero is incorrect. Noah?
Marcus Aurelius.
Marcus Aurelius is incorrect. I'll repeat for California. What emperor, after executing his wife Fausta and eldest son Crispus in 326 AD, left the empire to be divided among his 3 surviving sons and converted to Christianity on his deathbed in 337 AD? Audrey?
Constantine?
Could I have more information, please? Yes, that's correct. So here's your first bonus, California. Where had Constantine been declared emperor by his father's troops in 306 AD?
I haven't read very much about Constantine. The only thing I know about him is about
Answer, please. Called 3, 2.
The Milvian Bridge final.
That's incorrect. I need Aberracum or York. Here's your second bonus. Name one of Constantine's sons who succeeded him.
Guys, I think it's just Constantine II.
Really?
Likely.
Not
Maybe.
sure.
Pretty good guess.
Want
to try that?
Sure.
Answer,
I
please.
don't know.
Constantine II. Final answer.
Yes, that's correct. We can accept Constantine or Constantinus II, Constantius II, or Constans. So that's 15 points for California on toss-up 5. We're going to have our score check not counting toss-up 4. We're working on a resolution right now.
Sorry, just double checking to make sure that got filled in correctly too on my end. So after 5, Tennessee has 15, California has 30, and Massachusetts has 15.
Okay. 1 second while I deal with something. If you can hang tight and turn on your camera so I can see you, that'd be great. Okay, so we've determined that the answer given first on toss-up 4, what sort of man is that, is not acceptable. Unfortunately, I missed a prompt guideline for the second answer given, which is I was supposed to prompt on how is the man with what do you mean by how. As a result, we're going to read a replacement toss-up for the second and the third team to buzz on that toss-up. So that's Tennessee and California. We'll get that replacement toss-up for you later on. We're going to proceed with the round now. All good? Oh, sorry, wrong. Didn't mean to do that to everyone. I apologize. We're going to go on with toss-up 6 in the meantime. Toss-up 6. Listen carefully to the following Latin passage, which I will read twice, then responde latine to the questions that follow. Aurelia et sorores equum ad viam ducebant, maxime defessae. Una soror, quae maximos annos sororum habebat, celeriter equum ascendit. Equus quoque defessis erat, itaque stetit in curribus posterioribus et sororem ad terram iecit. I'll repeat. Aurelia et sorores equum ad viam ducebant, maxime defessae. Una soror, quae maximos annos sororum habebat, celeriter equum ascendit. Equus quoque defessis erat, itaque stetit in curribus posterioribus et sororem ad terram iecit. The question, quo Aurelia... Creighton?
Ad equum.
Incorrect. Audrey?
Defessa.
Incorrect. I'll repeat for Tennessee. The question, quo Aurelia et sorores equum ducebant? I'll repeat. The question, quo Aurelia et sorores equum ducebant? I read the question through twice. I'm going, Noah.
Eques.
That's incorrect. We're looking for ad viam. So that's no points for any team on toss-up 6, and we'll move on to toss-up 7. Toss-up 7. Responde latine. In frugia, qui maritus et uxor soli hospitium dederunt Jovi et Mercurio. Creighton?
Baucis et Philemon.
That's correct. Here's your first bonus, Massachusetts. In quale aedificium mutata est casa Baucidus et Philemonis?
So, yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Because it's in like what type of building? Yeah, in templo, unless it's something else.
Answer, please.
All right, in templo.
That's incorrect. We need in templum, the accusative. Here's your second bonus. In quas Philemon et Baucis mutati sunt.
Oh, so it's an oak tree, so it's like Quarkus, right? And then, oh yeah, arbores, final answer.
That's correct. Or in arbores or quercum et tilium. So that's 15 points for Massachusetts on toss-up 7. Moving on to toss-up 8. Toss-up 8. What is the meaning of the Latin verb at the root of x? Creighton?
To go.
That's incorrect. I'll repeat for the remaining 2 teams. What is the meaning of the Latin verb at the root of exclamation? Audrey?
To shout.
To shout is correct. Here's your first bonus, California. What Latin verb with what meaning is at the root of capture?
Copio. To hold.
That sounds right.
Okay. I was like to capture, but that would kind of okay. Or maybe seize.
Seize
Answer, please.
sounds
Copio to seize.
That's correct. And your second bonus? What Latin noun with what meaning is the ultimate root of civilian?
Q was citizen, right?
yeah, it means citizen.
Yeah. Okay. Q was citizen, final answer.
Kiwa citizen is correct. Okay. We're going to move on to toss-up 9. I will say that after toss-up 10 and before the score check, we're going to give you the replacement for toss-up 4. I'll clearly indicate it as such, so don't worry about it. Toss-up 9. In criminal proceedings, there are a number of pleas a defendant may make. What Latin phrase expresses the defendant's wish to not contest the charges? Creighton?
Nolo contendere.
Nolo contendere is correct. To not contest the charges. Here's your first bonus, Massachusetts. Sometimes the defendant may try to argue that they were not of a sound mind during the course of their alleged actions. What Latin phrase would they use to describe this unsound state?
Yeah, it's like non sana or like. Is it? Yeah, it's like non sana mens maybe. Or is it like in malo sano? Sana.
Answer,
in malo
please.
Sano. Non sana mens.
We need non compos mentis. Or non compos mentis. Here's your second bonus. A judge may dismiss a case outright if the prosecutors cannot present a reasonable theory of the crime committed. What 2-word Latin phrase describes how the case looks at first glance?
Is this like non sequitur or something? It might be.
I think it's like prima something, but I forget the second one.
I think it's prima facie.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I think so.
Prima facie, final answer.
That's correct. That's 15 points for Massachusetts on toss-up 9. We're going on to toss-up 10. Toss-up 10. Translate the following sentence into Latin. Marcus, go. Creighton?
Marque e.
That's correct. Here's your first bonus, Massachusetts. Now translate children, play.
So it's just liberi ludite. Yeah. Liberi ludite, final answer.
That's correct. Now translate into alliterative Latin. The wolves are playing the game.
So it's lupi, ludunt, lud. Isn't ludus only game in the plural though? So it'd be ludos. I'm pretty sure, unless I'm just making that up.
I don't think
Answer,
so.
please.
Lupi, ludunt, ludos.
1 second, please. I'm not going to accept that for now. We have Lupi, Ludunt, Ludum, and I'm going to check, but I don't think that Ludos is acceptable here. So as it stands, that is 15 points for Massachusetts on toss-up 10. Before the score check, we're going to do the replacement question for toss-up 4. As a reminder, this will only be read to Tennessee and California. Everyone set with that? Yeah, excellent. Thank you, City. Okay. Toss-up 4, Tennessee and California. Translate into English. Frater tuus in flumen cecidit. Audrey?
Your brother fell in the river.
One second, please. I'm going to repeat for Tennessee. Translate into English. Frater tuus in flumen cecidit. I've read the question through twice. I'm going to call time. Okay, go ahead, Noah.
Your brother fell from the tree.
That's incorrect. Okay, so the question at hand is this. Your answer was your brother fell in the river. We're not sure if that can be the same as your brother fell into the river. We're going to check on that. Probably award points after the round. In the meantime, since we're not sure, we're going to give you the bonuses California just to test, okay? So here's your first bonus. Translate into English. Aum servare non possum.
Can you paste it into the chat, please?
Yep, certainly. One second.
Okay. What's eum again? Oh, I am not able to serve him.
I think it's he. Like he is not able to.
No, because possum is I.
I think it's
Answer, please.
I cannot save him.
I am not able to serve him. Final answer.
One second. No, that's incorrect. Servo cannot mean serve. We need I cannot save him, or I am not able to save him. Here's your second bonus. Translate into English. Noli ibi stare ore aperto.
Don't stand.
The Noli stare is do not stand, and then
Yeah, do not stand.
It's
in EB is that.
Answer, please.
August, why don't you?
Do not stand in that opening.
Incorrect. We need don't stand there with an open mouth. So that is a possible 10 points to California on the replacement for toss-up 4. I apologize, Sidler. Could we have our score check with that in mind?
With that in mind, I have Tennessee has 15, California has 50, and Massachusetts has 60.
Okay, and is that including, pardon me, those 10 points?
That should not be including the 10 points for the replacement for question 4.
Excellent. Thank you for sticking with me. As I said, we're going to be deciding that after the round, your score will be updated to reflect that. It's not something that we can decide easily with only the two of us while we're reading around. So just hang tight there. Thanks for your patience. We're going to move on to toss-up 11. Toss-up 11. What group of goddesses traditionally worshipped on Mount Parnassus and Bia? The Muses is correct. And Mount Helicon included the personifications of tragedy, history, epic poetry, and dance. Which of the Muses was typically considered the patron of epic poetry?
All right. Everyone agree with that? Wait, wasn't Calliope song? Because she like, I'm probably thinking of something else. Calliope, final answer.
Calliope is correct. Which of the Muses was typically considered the patron of comedy?
All right. Thalia, final answer.
That's correct. So that's the full 20 for Massachusetts on 11. Can I ask the California team, is Brian Briggs a coach of yours?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. We'll let him into the room. Okay. In the meantime, we'll proceed on to toss-up 12. Toss-up 12. Which of the following does not belong because of meaning? Arbor, Flos, Agnus, Herba. Creighton.
Agnes.
Agnes is correct. Which of the following words does not belong because of meaning? Concido, contendo, festino, curo.
So this is contendo because that's to stretch, and then all the other it's like sit down or to run or
What's Concido?
to sit down.
Then aren't
Like-
the other ones like running and stuff? Like Festini, or is it?
Yeah, I don't know, but like all the other ones are moving, but like contendo is to like stretch. So I guess that's not like
Answer,
exactly
please.
moving. Contendo, final answer.
No, we need concido. Here's your second bonus. Which of the following words does not belong because of meaning? Aiger, solicitus, anxious, dulcis.
Yeah, it has to be Dulcus.
Yeah. Dulcus, final answer.
That's correct. So that's 15 for Massachusetts on toss-up 12. We'll move on to toss-up 13. Complete the following analogy. Lutetia is to Paris as Vindobona. Joanna.
Vienna.
Vienna is correct. Is to blank. Here's your first bonus, Massachusetts. What modern Italian city was once called Mediolanum?
Milan.
Yes.
Milan, final answer.
What modern Spanish city was once called Emerita Augusta?
It's-
I think.
I don't know.
Do you guys know any Spanish cities that
Answer, please.
We're going to go with Madrid.
That's incorrect. This is Merida. So that's 15 points for Massachusetts on toss-up 13. Moving on to toss-up 14. Toss-up 14. What Latin verb is the root of the English words clarify, affect? Audrey?
Faccio.
That's correct. Affect and fact. Here's your first bonus, California. What derivative of faccio means a group of people usually having the same opinion contained within a larger group?
A faction.
Yeah. That sounds correct.
Faction, final answer.
That's correct. And your second bonus? What derivative of faccio means without flaw or complete?
Final answer, flawless.
That's incorrect. We're looking for perfect.
Perfect.
So that's
I said
15 points for California on toss-up 14. Moving on to toss-up 15. Toss-up 15. What youth is central to the first 4 books of the Odyssey, since they describe August? Answer, please.
Never mind.
Bia? Telemachus is correct, since they describe his journey from his native Ithaca in search of his father. Here's your first bonus, Massachusetts. In Book 3 of the Odyssey, Telemachus visits what coastal city, where he encounters 9 groups of men, each sacrificing 9 bulls?
Pylos or Sparta, right? Or
Yeah, one of the two.
Is Sparta coastal?
I think so. Yeah, because it's in the
Yeah.
yeah.
Answer, please.
I don't know which one. Just guess one. Great in your choice.
Sparta. Final answer.
This is Pylos. In Book 4 of the Odyssey, Telemachus visits Sparta, where he is hosted by Menelaus and what woman?
Helen.
Helen, right?
Yeah.
Helen, final answer.
That's correct. So that's 15 points for Massachusetts on toss-up 15. If we could have our score check, please.
After 15, Tennessee has 15, California has 65, and Massachusetts has 125.
Do I have you all on camera? Could I see you, Alex, please? Excellent. Okay. You're all good to go.
You're muted.
Good catch. Okay. Moving on to toss-up 16. Translate the relative pronoun in this sentence. The emperor's guests, whose money had been accepted. Creighton?
Quorum.
Quorum is correct. Had been accepted, were led to the banquet. Quorum or quorum. Translate the relative pronoun in this sentence. One of the emperor's attendants dropped a table which was laden with food.
So this is just no, because this is nominative, because it's the table was laden. So yeah, it's quai.
Okay.
Quai, final answer.
That's correct. And your second bonus, translate the relative pronoun in this sentence. The advisor, to whom the emperor gave a large pension, enjoyed a long and happy life.
Cui, final answer.
That's correct. So that's 20 points for Massachusetts on toss-up 16. Moving on to toss-up 17. Toss-up 17. What future emperor, the nephew of Faustina the Younger, was originally named Marcus Annius Verus? Audrey? Answer, please.
Commodus.
That's incorrect. Alex? Marcus Aurelius is correct, and is commonly known as Rome's philosopher emperor due to his book on Stoic philosophy called Meditations. Marcus Aurelius. What elder statesman was the first emperor to be elected by the Senate?
Nerva, final answer.
That's correct. And your second bonus, what other emperor, who is nicknamed Griculus for being an admirer of Greek culture, is famous for building a wall in Britain that stretched from the River Tyne to the Solway Firth?
Hadrian, final answer.
That's correct. So that's the full 20 points for Team Massachusetts on toss-up 17. Toss-up 18. At the beginning of Book 6 of Ovid's Metamorphoses, Minerva turns her mind to the fate of what Maeonian girl, whom she had heard would not yield due praise in the art of weaving? Joanna?
Arachne.
That's correct. Here's your first bonus. Name Arachne's father, who dyed the wool for her, according to the Metamorphoses.
Idmon, final answer.
That's correct. Ovid's Metamorphoses describes the nymphs of the river Pactolus deserting their waves to see Arachne's handiwork. What Phrygian king is also associated with the river Pactolus, having rid himself of a curse by washing his hands in it?
Midas, final answer.
That's correct. So that's the full 20 points for Massachusetts on toss-up 18. Moving on to toss-up 19. For the sentence, the lion had dragged Thisbe's shawl to the spring, give the form of the verb traho that would be needed to Audrey?
Troxerat.
Could you spell that, please? That's correct. Here's your first bonus, California. Which of the following verbs is in the present tense? Oh, pardon me. Give the form of the verb traho that would be needed to translate had to act. Here's your bonus. Which of the following verbs is in the present tense? Ducat, manes, dormiam, Habebo.
It's not Habebo for sure.
I
I don't think it's Dormium.
It is Dormium, but and then there
It's just whichever one's second conjugation.
I think it's Mones.
Answer,
Yeah.
please.
Mones, final answer.
That's correct. And your second bonus. Which of these participles is future tense? Dictura, intratos, vincentis, sensi. Answer, please. Time.
Dicturo, final answer.
Dictura is correct. So that's the full 20 points for California on toss-up 19. If we could have our score check, and if you could all turn your cameras on, that would be fantastic.
The scores after 19, Tennessee has 15, California has 85, and Massachusetts has 185.
Okay, we're going to move on to toss-up 20. Responde Latina. Publius Cornelius Scipio Africanus est nomen notum. Quod est praenomen in illo Creighton?
Aemilius.
That's incorrect. Anton?
Publius?
Publius is correct. Quod est praenomen in illo nomine. Here's your first bonus, California. What is the Latin term for the name Africanus?
African?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so too.
I know he got it because he conquered parts of Africa. He fought in Africa, but yeah, African sounds
Answer,
correct.
please.
African, final answer.
No, we're looking for agnomen or cognomen ex virtute. Here's your second bonus. What are the Latin terms for the names Cornelius and Scipio?
Nomen.
Yeah, nomen. That's
Nomen, final answer.
That's incorrect. We're looking for nomen and cognomen, respectively. So nomen going with Cornelius and cognomen going with Scipio. So that's 10 points for California on toss-up 20. If we could have our final score check, please.
Final score, Tennessee has 15, California has 95, and Massachusetts has 185.
Good game, everyone. Thanks for sticking with me through those protests. And thank you to everyone who helped out today, especially our backroom staff, Sidler and Lynn, who had a complicated one, and also especially to City and Shannon. I will paste now the score sheet document into the chat. Reminder that this is not up to date as of right now, and it may change as, for instance, the California.
So, quickly, I have a question.
Yep.
What about the 10 points from toss-up number 4, the one that was disputed?
Yes. So here's how it'll work. The only people who stand to gain points on that is your team.
Yes.
The way it works is we'll decide among the whole group of moderators once we have more of a chance to evaluate whether in the river in that context is an acceptable substitute for into the river.
Yes.
Whether it's an idiomatic English translation where you would normally see into the river. And if that is accepted, we'll give you those 10 points. We gave you the bonuses provisionally because then we could just award you as many points as you got if that's accepted.
Okay. Thank you.
There's nothing else. You guys are free to go.
Hey, Michael.
Yes.
For semis, it's only like one team per state, right?
I don't know. Perhaps someone else does. Okay. I would consult the rules or the guide. I'm not exactly sure how it's working for novice. I didn't read that up.
I got you.
Okay. Thank you.
Right. Yeah. Thanks, man.
I'm gonna stop the